Hey, good afternoon, Abby. My name is Jack here with Rocket Ship SEO. I was tasked with doing this video analysis for you, so I want to go ahead and do this. So what I want to do in this video analysis is basically go over exactly what I can see as a search marketer in terms of where your site is and where we need to be in terms of SEO to start getting you found for the various keywords that we want to rank for. So as you know, everyone nowadays are typing in services and things like that into Google when they're looking for a service. And so whether that's for plumbing near them, or maybe a tree removal service, or maybe a school near them, people are typing in those kinds of phrases. So maybe in this case it might be like preparatory school in Los Angeles, or boarding school LA, that kind of thing. And so we want to make sure that your site is found front and center for those kinds of keywords, because these are very buyer intent people that are behind their computers and phones that are typing into this, that are looking to make sure that their kids go to a quality boarding school to prepare for university and that kind of thing. And so we want to make sure that your site is found front and center, because you're going to get a lot of traffic to your site, and then people obviously going to the apply now and actually going through the process and then getting a lot more admissions to your school that way. And basically you're just getting your name out there more when people are typing that in, so that when people are typing various phrases into Google, you're found again and again and again, and that builds credibility to your university or your school, as well as just being in people's ears and eyes when people think about preparatory schools. They might be like, oh, I think I found one called AUP, American University, online, so maybe you might check that out, that kind of thing, right? And so that's how we're going to be able to tackle this project, and that's how kind of the direction that I want to do this analysis. All right, so that's enough with me rambling on. Let me go ahead and actually get into the nitty-gritty. All right, so the first thing I did was I actually typed your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the specific metrics on a site and see exactly what I can find in terms of where your SEO is, what kind of keywords you're currently ranking for, and what we need to do to get you found for a lot more of the keywords that we want to rank for, as well as to get you found higher for those keywords. So what I can see right off the bat is that you don't have a lot of referring domains and backlinks for how official the organization is. I would have expected this to be a lot higher, and that would have basically get you found for the keywords that you want to rank for a lot more often, and at the top of Google, as opposed to maybe at the bottom, or maybe like on the second page, that kind of thing. So the reason I can tell that is because of this right here, the number of referring domains and backlinks. So you'll see right here there's 99 referring domains, 69 live, and 466 live backlinks. Basically, the number of referring domains and backlinks that link back to your site has a huge impact on determining why your website ranks higher than another website for the keywords that we want to rank for. The reason being is the number of referring domains and backlinks has a huge part in determining how authoritative your website is seen in Google's search engine. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure that you have more referring domains and more backlinks to your site to build that authority, and so that you can start getting found for a lot more keywords and getting you ranked higher for those. Now, in case you didn't know what a referring domain or backlink is, it's basically any website out there on the internet that links back to your website by a hyperlink. So for example, if there's a blog out there that's called the preparatoryblog.com, and they make a new blog post and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best boarding preparatory school in Los Angeles, check out aupschool.org, and then there'd be a hyperlink that links back to your website. And so anytime another website links back to your website gets credit for that. And so it's kind of like a popularity contest. You want a lot of these websites out there on the internet to talk about your site and to link back to your website specifically, because it shows Google that you're the kind of website that other websites like to talk about, and you're the kind of website that other websites like to refer their own visitors to, because they're basically like, hey, go check out this site, hey, go check out this business, this company, this organization, and it builds credibility to your site. And so when you have a lot of those kinds of sites linking back to your site, it builds that authority and trust, and Google has no choice but to rank your site higher than your competition for those kinds of keywords. And so that's kind of what we need to do. We need to make sure that you get your name out there. We need to do our outreach and get other blogs and websites and directories and things like that to talk about your site and get those links back to your site and build that authority and trust to your site. And that's going to really help you and jumpstart the kind of things that we need to do to start getting you ranked for the keywords that we want to go after. There we go. And so you'll see right here that we had some SEO done here back in 2013 and maybe a little bit in 2014, but since then we've just tapered off in the number of links that we've been getting, which has really affected your organic traffic. And so it's been steady right here, and you've slowly just kind of been dipping here even since October, where you were getting about 1,000. Now, I'm sorry, October of 2017, and now we're about 383 in July according to our tool. All right, so we definitely need to continue to increase the number of referring domains, increase the number of websites that are talking about your site. All right, so real quick, the organic keywords tab basically allows me to see what kind of keywords you currently rank for. And so you'll see right off the bat, everything that has to do with American University Preparatory School, which is your brand name, you have the #1 spot, which is fantastic because obviously that is your brand name, and you want to make sure that your website is front and center for that kind of keyword. And so right off the bat here, you'll see that boarding schools in Los Angeles. So you're actually on the 10th spot, which is fantastic because you're on the first page, and most people stay on the first page when they search a specific keyword or query into Google. And so the fact that you're on the first page is great news, and it also means that Google understands what your website is about as well as what kind of keywords you want to rank for. And so now it's just a matter of making sure that we build the authority to your site so that instead of being on the bottom of the first page, you're on the top of the first page, just like how you're on the top of the first page when someone types in American University Preparatory School. So this is both good and bad news. Good news because Google understands what your site is about and what kind of keywords you want to rank for. But the bad news is that we are not on the top of the first page. Like this one, boarding schools in LA, looks like you're on the middle of the second page. Prep schools in California, you're on the middle of the second page. And so we have room for improvement, but we're in good shape because you're right at that cusp where you're like maybe you might be in the middle or the top of the second page or the bottom of the first page. And the moment that you hit the first page, there's like, boom, a huge influx of visitors that go to your site and hopefully people that are signing up and applying to attend. And so the moment that we start hitting the top of the first page is when you're getting a huge influx of traffic from all these very targeted keywords, right? When someone's typing in boarding school in Los Angeles area, you have to think like these are people that are genuinely looking for a boarding school in Los Angeles. They're not people that are just, you know, maybe out in New York and they're just kind of fishing information and that kind of thing. These are people that are behind their computers that are for sure going to sign up for a boarding school, whether it's your school or another school, one way or another. And we want to make sure that you're found front and center because these are very buyer intent keywords that we want to make sure that we get found for. And so this is kind of the thing that we would do, right? We would go in there and see what kind of keywords that you currently rank for, do our keyword research and find what kind of keywords that people are actually typing into Google, and then hash out an optimized keyword set that actually pertains to the service that you provide, and then start getting you found and start doing our SEO around those keywords. So it's a very methodological approach. We're not guessing. We're not trying to guess like what kind of keywords you might be ranking for, what kind of keywords that people are typing into Google. We make sure that our keyword set is hashed around the keywords that you're currently found for, as well as keywords that people are actually typing into Google and actually has decent amount of search volume that actually makes sense and are buyer intent keywords, and then getting you found front and center for those kinds of keywords. All right. And so we're very good at what we do, just like how I'm sure you're a very credible and very awesome organization. We're very good at what we do, and we're very good at helping our clients get found front and center for the keywords that we want to go after. Now, I do want to preface this and mention that this is not a quick thing. This is a long-term investment, and it's one of those things that SEO does take time for us to get you ranked. Now, if there's any SEO company out there that are telling you that they can promise you the world and get it done within a month or two, they're probably just straight out lying to you, because that's just not the case. We have over at least 30 clients that we've worked with for many, many years, and we know Google's algorithm inside and out. This is all we do day in and day out. We know what's possible, what's not possible. If you try and game the system too much, Google's going to actually penalize your site and make it so that it's impossible for you to be found no matter what kind of SEO that we do. And so we want to make sure that we do this steadily and in a way that Google wants you to do it, that will promote your site rather than trying to abuse the system and then in the worst case scenario getting penalized for it, so that you'll never be found for those kinds of keywords, right? And so we know that it's a long-term investment. So if your business and organization is looking for short-term gains and that kind of thing, then this is probably not going to be your best bet. But if you can understand that this is a long-term investment, and once you get found front and center over a period of time, then you know that you're getting a huge influx of traffic then we can talk, because then it kind of you understand kind of the dichotomy of what we do as marketers and online SEO, as well as kind of what you're looking for from us. All right, so I think I'll wrap it up there. Your site looks phenomenal. Everything looks great. You have all the credibility features on there. You got your faculty and staff. You got actual graduates here. You've got the vision. Yeah, so you've got everything on the site itself, so I'm not even going to critique this. It looks great. Now it's just a matter of doing all of our stuff on the back end to making sure that you get found for these kinds of keywords. All right, so I appreciate it. I hope at the very least you got some insight out of this, and if you're interested, would love to talk to you further about this. Okay? All right, thank you. Have a great day.